And welcome back to the Denver Sports Betting Show UFC edition. My Fight Squad never left, and this segment is brought to you by Red Rock Spirits. Be sure to get your Red Rock Spirits for this fight night this weekend, and if your favorite liquor store doesn't have it, tell them they better get it. Boys, we have UFC fights to talk about. Last weekend was a banger. Everybody threw down a great fight card. I'm expecting nothing less out of this one, so let's get right into it. This week, we have Colorado's own Elijah Smith taking on Toshiyami Kazama. Elijah Smith is a minus 850 favorite thanks to Hard Rock Sports Book. We got all of our fight odds from Hard Rock. Be sure to get yours as well. Taylor, talk to me. Who you got in this one?
Yeah, I got obviously Elijah Smith in this one. I think the odds are correct, but I do have him by finish.
By finish, that might be some better odds, but we'll go around. Who do you think is going to win, Ryan?
Elijah.
Okay. Chris?
Elijah's dad's my longtime training partner and friend, so there's no chance I can pick against him. But I also do think he's going to win. I mean, I've known him since he was a kid, but he's the better fighter.
Yeah, and the minus 850 speaks to that. Taylor, why do you think Elijah gets it done?
He's just better all around. He's faster. He's a better grappler. This guy is frankly and respectfully like a step down in competition from his UFC debut, from Smith's debut, and I think he walks over him fairly easily here.
Ryan, what's your thoughts?
Same thing he said. Like, he's just better overall, just in every aspect. So you got to go that. But you're going to have to put this in a parlay. Like, if you want to get like anything out of it, or KO, but you're going to have to parlay it for sure.
Yep. So you have some great inside knowledge. Tell the people why Elijah is going to get it done.
I mean, they hit it on the head to be more direct. Like, he's got more tools in the box, right? His opponent, I would say, straight grappler.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took away was he
doesn't set up his shots. He's just going in for the takedown. Elijah grew up wrestling his entire life. He's a really good wrestler, but he has good striking, good jiu-jitsu. He just has more ways to win.
I think the only path to victory for Kazama is to grab a neck, grab an ankle, grab an arm somehow, some way. With Elijah Smith's background, I mean, being a top-notch wrestler, does he kind of avoid all that stuff, stay out of the danger zone, or what's your thoughts when it comes to the fight going to the ground?
Yeah, I think he can nullify it or keep the fight where he wants, so I think any money to win on that fight would be a prop bet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Kazama would have to make a mistake, so I don't see that happening. I'm sorry. Smith would have to make a mistake for Kazama to win. I don't see that happening. Like you said, I think it's a step down in competition, and he gets the job done. But moving right along, we have another heavy favorite, Steve Erceg versus Odie Osborne. Taylor, talk to me.
I got the dude from The Office, Steve Erceg.
Steve the Office Erceg.
Is that his nickname, The Office?
He just looks like it.
No.
Yeah. He looks like if you have a jam in your printer, he's the guy that you would call. What's your thoughts, Chris?
I got to be dead honest with you. I don't know either of those guys, so I'm going to defer to you guys.
All right. Well, Erceg gets it done. That's my pick. I only make picks when I know it's going to be right, and Steve Erceg gets it done. What's your thoughts?
So Ode throws bombs, right? And that's his only path to victory here is landing somebody, and everybody can be knocked out and all that stuff. But Steve Erceg is typically a striker, but he's an Australian national champion wrestler. He needs to wrestle right now because he's on a 3-fight losing streak after Pantoja, and I think right now he's fighting for his job. I think he'll get cut if he doesn't lose this. He needs to be smart. He needs to wrestle. He needs to control this guy on the ground and just honestly save his job here and go ahead and win this fight.
I don't think he's going to lose his job. I mean, his last 3 losses were Pantoja, Kai Kara France, and Brandon Moreno. I mean, those are top-notch opponents.
If he doesn't lose his job, he's heading for like a Dominic Reyes type.
You just wanted to work
career
in the office. You wanted to get an office job so your prophecy can come true.
I'll argue with you. You got to be a superstar to keep your job after 3 losses in a row.
I mean, look at Ferguson, right? Like,
again with Ferguson.
Yeah, you got to be former champion, or you got to be a household name. I don't know who the guy is. If you lose 3 in a row, you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's above mediocre, but like I said, I just give him some credit because of his last competition. Ryan, what's your thought?
Man, he's fine for his life as well too. He's fine for his job. He's at a minus 500, so parlay this with Elijah and like one other one, and you might get plus money, maybe minus like 110, something like that. So you're gonna have to parlay this one.
Yeah. And with this fight being on short notice, it's gonna be at 135, right?
Yeah.
So Odie Osborne coming in short notice. You recently had a short notice fight as the person on the other side of the person coming in short notice. How does that affect your preparation?
Sometimes I feel like it is worse for the guy accepting the short notice fight.
I kind of agree.
I've taken short notice fights too and been on the other boat, like where you have everything to gain, nothing to lose. You know, you're coming in there. The UFC already knows they called you short notice. You're doing them a favor. Do they always appreciate the favor? I don't know.
Probably not.
But again, you're coming in. He got to look at it from bird's eye view, take that fight, decide if he's ready and everything else, and the other guy had to accept it.
Yep. So, Steve Urseg, if you don't get it done, you will be working at the office fixing printers. You better figure it out. But going to the main event, I'm very excited for this one. We have Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Roman Steal Your Girl Dolice. Look up that story. If you don't know about it, we don't have time to get into it. Taylor, who's going to win?
I want to hear
All right, I'm going to take a drink of this Red Rock Spirits whiskey before this one. But I got Mr. Steal Your Girl with the plus money upset right now. I'm going with Roman all the way.
Hide your lady.
Man,
Ryan, what you got?
Hernandez.
Oh, okay. This is a tough one, but Chris, what's your thoughts?
I'm a little torn. I mean, I actually like watching Hernandez fight.
Me too.
I don't mean actually. I like watching him fight. I like both of them. I think Dolice is more striker, or I'm sorry, grappler heavy. Hernandez gets in your face. He gets to it right away. I like his pressure. It's kind of a toss up for me, but I think my brain's telling me Dolice.
Okay. I think the numbers don't seem right to me. They should be a lot closer. I think it's a live betting opportunity because Hernandez is a slow starter, but he's made for rounds 4 and 5. So if he starts slow, doesn't get knocked out in the first round, maybe there's an opportunity for the live bet. But how come you're going with Dolice?
Okay, so Fluffy's great, right? He's a cardio demon. He's a bigger version of Marab when it comes to his gas tank. He has this.
Whoa. nobody is Marab.
Yeah, let's have too much of that Red Rock Spirits.
Yeah.
He has the second longest winning streak in the division, only second to DDP. He's a great fighter. Where I think this comes down to, and Roman wins, though, is if you look at Fluffy against high-level grapplers, there is usually scrambles in the beginning, and he doesn't win these scrambles. He's not fast enough. He's not quick enough. And Roman's like world class on the ground. He's a world class grappler, and I think he takes advantage, and I think he ends it. Now, I think he does have to end it before 2.5 rounds, though, right? I think he does have to end it early, because if you start going cardio for cardio with Fluffy, you're probably going to lose that battle. But I think he gets it done, in the first 2.5.
Okay. So maybe an under prop bet. Ryan, what's your thought?
So I'm going Hernandez, but over 2.5 rounds.
Okay.
I think he's going to grind it out. Like I love his ground game. His submission game is lethal, but I just don't see him putting it away. So I think if you're betting on this to get at plus money, you're going to do the over 2.5 Hernandez.
Okay, so you're saying parlay those two.
Yep.
Okay, put them together, get you some better odds. But Chris, what's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I agree with you. I know I picked Roman. I got Roman on under and Fluffy on the over, because I think that if he draws it out, if he's able to stop the takedown, not be controlled on top, he could ride it out to a win. I think if Roman does get him down, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's going to hold him down. This one, like I said, is a toss-up for me. It's all going to depend on right there and then as I'm watching it, which doesn't matter to you bettors. You're welcome.
But no, it does, because I think there's a great live betting opportunity.
Live betting, yeah. I think over for sure Hernandez, under Roman. I think we'll know right away on like the first 3 takedown attempts. If you can get him down and start controlling him, he's going to have his way with him.
Yep. And that's why I almost really prefer the live betting, because you can see it. You have your opportunity to maybe get some better odds. And if you don't like what you're seeing after that first round, you can just stay away from it completely. But I think that is great. And that is, that's the way I think we're going to roll, because, man, these are some chalky favorites. Again, thank you to Hard Rock for the betting odds. But you have our picks. Do with them what you will. I think they are going to be some great fights this weekend. We'll see how they turn out. And I don't know. We haven't done a wing bet in a long time. So I think for the next one, we're going to have to do some CD's wings on that one. But that wraps up the fight card. Luckily, that does not wrap up the fight news because, I mean, you fighters, you always give us something to talk about. This week, UFC had some settlement money go out, and you know about this being in the UFC. What happened with that?
Well, you saw my Ferrari in the parking lot.
Thanks, Dana.
No, I mean, I don't know. Was it this week? Did they announce it? Because
I heard about it this week, so I don't know when it really happened or what's going on, but I guess how did it come about?
I got a little bit more inside info, I guess, because I'm part of a WhatsApp group with all of the fighters in the lawsuit and the attorneys and stuff. The attorneys decided that it was a lot easier to just put everybody in a group and, you know, not answer every question, but start throwing it in there. It's a class action lawsuit. The UFC lost. Did they lose? I don't know. I think they still made more money on the back end. So, like, you know, when you talk about a big corporation, they're like, cool, done, we'll pay it.
Yeah, it's kind of relative.
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy about it. I think that there's change coming.
What was the lawsuit over?
Yeah, so the show is literally not long enough to even talk about it. Okay. I'm trying to think of the best way to sum it up. Essentially, the fighters weren't getting their correct pro rata share of what they should have from revenue and everything else. The split wasn't the same. There's a thing called the Ali Act. I don't have enough time to go into that. I know these are short segments, so you need to Google the Ali Act. But there is a big push, and I will say, and I'll send you guys the link. The UFC, I have love-hate relationship. Like, they're great to me, but there is a petition going on because they're trying to kill the Ali Act, and there's so many ways I can say why the Ali Act is fighter favorable, and we need that to not happen. And they're also trying to kill it in boxing. So UFC, love you guys. You're always great to me, but at the same time, it's business. Yeah. If you want to know more about it, I can go more in depth, but you're gonna have to hit me up and I can send you articles, or you guys.
We'll have you back.
It is literally a very long. This could be an hour show if we're talking about it.
Yeah, but you know, I think we're all in agreement. UFC fighter pay has been way too low for way too long. You guys are obviously going through it, so you know a lot more about it than myself. But Taylor, you're the one that brought this to my attention. What's your thoughts on fighter pay and the settlement money?
Well, I just got one question. So I've been hearing a couple different fighters of what they're going to do. Okay. What are you going to do when you get the money? You going to do anything fun? You going to do anything smart with it? What's your plan?
I think you already know the answer. No, I'm not going to do anything fun. Like, listen, all right. So here's the thing. Like, fighters, don't get me wrong. I love a ton of them and everything. And I love the community, but they're not always the smartest, right? Like, I joked about the Ferrari. Am I going to get this money because it is a lot of money that they owe me? Am I going to go buy a car? No, I'm not. This money was meant to be like change guys' lives, right? It comes back to you. So, I mean, I'm in commercial real estate myself, so I'm a broker here in Denver. But for me, this is a chance where I'm going to start buying in on deals. I'm going to start buying my own. But the reason I'm going to do that is because it's not cash up front. I'm going to invest it that's going to pay me lifelong, for the future. Now I can tell you, and I'll tell you guys off air and show you, but there's a lot of fighters in the chat that are buying cars and other, like, it's just short-sighted. I'm
sure they've already bought it.
yeah, there's a few that are like, hey, when is this coming? Because the date has moved.
Yeah. The Bentley payment's coming up.
For me, it's lifelong investment money that is, I told you guys before we got on here, it's like a savings account I forgot about.
And I just hope that you are able to set an example for some of these people. Like you said, you've been in the fight game since 2006. You've seen so much stuff. I just hope a lot of people follow your lead and spend the money wisely because, like you said, I mean, this could be life-changing for a lot of people. So you deserve it. We're going to keep petitioning on the show for better fighter pay every single week because we're all in agreement there. And I'm glad you guys won.
Yeah, I would actually like it if you guys would share the link for the petition because it's not just for fighters, but it's like they need a certain amount of signatures to push this through. Like, they've been lobbying at the House. I think the Ali Act is great for everybody. And the best way to sum it up is if you're a fight fan and you think boxing is dead, there's a reason boxing is dead, because the best don't fight the best. The UFC is able to force them to under contract, but if the Ali Act continues into MMA, which it only exists in boxing, then that means you can see the best from every organization fight each other. It gives the fighters freedom to bounce around and make the best fighters fight the best. So as a fan, you want the Ali Act.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm in great support of that. We will follow the link and be sure to go along with the link and sign the petition if you agree with what Chris said, because it is very important and it's only going to make the sport we love that much better. Speaking of something about the sport we love, this is something very crazy. I don't know if it's real or not. You would be the best man to ask for it. The World's Baddest Man competition, a year-long competition where everybody from 185 pounds to 265 pounds fight bare knuckle for $25 million. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I love it.
Okay.
I mean, on bird's eye view, I love it.
Yeah.
Looking down $25 million, that's about what you guys got here on the table, right?
Yeah, these are all real too.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think it's awesome. Me as champion, I don't know this for sure. I haven't even had a conversation with them about it, but I feel like I would get an automatic in if I wanted.
You should.
Now, there's a reverse side to that. They could be like, no champions allowed, because that locks up the division. I'm interested. I don't know all the details to it, as you guys don't either. So I'm waiting for some more clarification on that. I'm an older fighter, right? I'm 38, which isn't super old, but I have to weigh out if my body could handle, 5 fights in a year, training camp. I have a full-time job. I have other stuff that I do. Like, I'm always busy. So I just need details on like how that's going to work. And I'm hoping that they put that out to us or the public first, because there's a lot more clarification that needs to happen.
Yeah, it seemed very spur of the moment, very exciting, but very spur of the moment.
Well, this is the second time they've announced it too.
Oh, okay. So, second time, maybe they're getting it down. They're working on the details.
I'm also interested in the states that sanctioned it, because not that I think it's wrong. I'm all for an open tournament, but there's a lot of really strict athletic commissions.
I think it's going to have to be out of the country. Yeah. I don't know if any in-state sporting commission is going to approve that. Ryan, you are somebody very tuned in to this. What's your thoughts on a year-long tournament between all the world's baddest dudes?
Yeah, if it happens, why wouldn't you watch that? That's amazing. For 25 mil, would you just if no champs can be in it, would you be like, yo, I relinquish this for 25 mil if you want to do it?
I mean, I'm interested in being in it. Yeah, I think it's over a year. So how many fights is that? I forget how many. It's
6 fights.
Five or six
fights in total.
6 fights is a lot. I think Neil Magny has the record. Neil Magny or Donald Cerrone, both Denver guys. One of them has the record for most UFC fights in a year, and I think it was 5.
Wow.
So you're talking about bare knuckle fights, injuries, handbrakes, cuts. There's a lot of moving pieces. I think a year is too short.
It's crazy. So I hope it happens. I will definitely be tuned in if it does. But Taylor, if you could pick anybody, present or past, to be in your baddest dude competition, who would you pick?
We're talking baddest, in and outside of the ring and all that. I would have to go with Mirko Krokop, just because he's Russian assassin and everything, all
He's
that.
Croatian first off.
Croatian assassin.
There's a difference.
But I would have to go with him, but I would give an honorable mention to the Diaz brothers.
Okay, I don't think there's honorable mentions in the baddest dude, but
there is.
I'll let you stick. Ryan, what's your thoughts?
I'm going Kimbo. I feel like Kimbo.
Rest in peace.
I know, R.I.P. But I love
That didn't
Kimbo.
work out.
Yeah, I was gonna see when he got put against
gonna have to
other
delete
bad
that.
dudes.
Bro, but I know the MMA, it was tough, but those street videos, we grew up on those. Those were fun to watch, but I get it. I get it, the record and everything, but I'm still putting Kimbo in there.
Okay.
Before you ask me, I got to ask, what are we talking here? Baddest? Are we talking
Just
toughest, most
tough-
dangerous, craziest?
All of them, all encompassing. The craziest, the most savage, just, I'm not going to say somebody that you would fear, because you obviously don't fear too many people. But for me, the last person I would want to see standing in front of me if I was on the other side.
I'm going to say a name that most people won't recognize, and you're going to have to Google him, but because it is a crazy story, and there's a Netflix show about him. Lightning Lee Murray. You guys know who that is?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So he got his shot with the UFC. He was in the early UFC for, supposedly it goes up and down. There's a lot of people that verify it did happen, a lot that don't. He knocked out Tito Ortiz as a bouncer of a club.
Okay.
So Lee Murray was a bouncer in England who was like a gangster out there that was always like committing crimes. Knocked out Tito in a bar fight while Tito was champion. So the UFC signed him.
It was post-fight, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
on a post, he was out on the town.
Lee
when he
Murray
got
also
knocked out.
Then he got knocked out after his fight?
Yeah, after he won. And Lee Murray also fought Anderson Silva in Rage in the Cage. But then he went on to conduct the biggest bank heist in European history. And they never busted him for it. But he's in prison right now with his cell phone. So he still does interviews in Morocco. So he fled to Morocco. They busted everybody else on his team. But he robbed a mint.
Wow.
Yeah, and they never found the money. So
Wow.
he's sitting on it. And he's locked up for something different.
See, and that just goes to show you there are a lot of bad individuals you don't even know about.
The show is called Chasing Lightning. It's on Netflix.
I'm going to watch
Yeah,
that. That
that sounds
already
dope.
sounds extremely interesting to
It
me.
is crazy.
Ryan, tell the people who I'm going to say.
Oh man,
Mom?
Jones.
Oh.
The baddest man, the greatest champion mixed martial arts has ever seen. Give me John Jones. That is the last individual I would ever want to see standing in front of me. But with that being said, that wraps up our show. Chris, is there anybody you would like to shout out? Sponsors, friends, anybody that's important to you that's helped you get to this point?
Man, everybody. There's too many people to even like take it. The whole city of Denver, being able to represent the U.S. and going to Italy and fighting is a dream come true. You know, being world champion right here from Denver, Colorado. I went to high school here, grew up here. Yeah, it's just it's a really cool experience. And there's a lot of people I'd like to shout out, but I'm not going to kill your guys' time with that. And I think the people that I should be shouting out will appreciate that.
Okay, well, you have the whole city of Denver behind you. How can the people follow you on social media?
Man, so I think Instagram is about the only one I use anymore. It's at Chris Camozzi MMA. I don't fight MMA anymore. I got to get that one changed, but that's where you can find me. And other than that, around town, because I'm selling commercial real estate all over here. So if you need somebody, I'll beat somebody in your building for you.
Who better to have in your corner than the bare knuckle champion of the world? August 25th, be sure to tune in, catch his fight. It is going down in Rome, Italy. And I just can't thank you enough. This is the second time you've been on the show. Third time I think I've interviewed you. So you've been a great guest. You have great friends here at the Denver Sports Betting Show. So thank you again. And I know I will be tuned in. I know the city of Denver will be tuned in to watch you defend your title. But don't go anywhere, because we have the rest of the DSB show breaking down all the other sports this weekend.